that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
Welcome to Greenlight Maine. This is the series that makes Maine's startup community stronger. We promote companies and award thousands of dollars in cash to the finalists to invest and expand and ultimately drive Maine's economy. We have a matchup today that is well on their way to making it big. But first, we want to talk to our judges who are all leaders in Maine's business community. First, we have Daniel Ahern from Bangor Savings Bank. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Pleased to be here. I'm the Director of Payments and Corporate Services at Bangor Savings Bank, and so our team works with commercial entities to help streamline their operations, everything from electronic payments to accepting credit cards, cash utilization, and fraud prevention. And our team also oversees our Banking as a Service program that helps us engage with the fintech community and meet their financial needs as well.
Awesome. Next up, we have Ben Marcus from Drummond Woodsum.
Hi, yes, it's great to be here. I've practiced law in Maine for 30 plus years. I'm a corporate and commercial lawyer. As of last year, I turned over the reins as managing partner at my firm, which I had served in that role for the previous 10 years. Drummond Woodsum has got over 100 lawyers, over 160 employees with offices in Maine, New Hampshire, and now also in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of experience. And to round out today's panel, we have Colleen McCracken. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. My name is Colleen McCracken, and I am the founder and CEO of CLMC Strategic Business Advisors. I also serve as an e-resident with Maine Technology Institute, so I'm happy to be here. I've lived in Maine almost my entire life and have worked in the business community for over 40 years in various roles. So, yeah.
Done a lot for our state, all three of you. So we're going to talk to you in just a few minutes. It is time for our first company, and I'd like to welcome Melissa LaCase from Tanbark, whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much for having us today. There will be more plastic in the ocean than fish by 2050, and 95% of plastic is not recycled. It's a worldwide problem that we're leaving to our children and future generations. One of the fastest growing solutions is called Type 3 molded fiber, and that is what Tanbark does. We create custom, sustainable packaging made from molded fiber. Type 3 is already everywhere, and there's a demand for it regardless of industry. Consumers are demanding better choices from the companies that serve them. Employees are demanding corporate responsibility for the companies that employ them. And companies themselves are voluntarily signing plastic pacts to reduce their plastic usage, and legislation's coming. Great, problem solved. Not so fast. While the world has a plastics problem, North America has a production problem. Right now in North America, there are a handful of producers making Type 3, and they're focused on commodities. It's 50 million parts or more of the same cup, the same bowl, the same takeout container. It's mass production on a massive scale with limited room for flexibility or creativity. If you have an order size of 10,000 parts, 10 million parts, 20 million parts, you cannot get service in the North American market. Tanbark is different. We're not about commodities. With our first to market technology, we can serve companies needing lower volume orders, more complex shapes, more details, and we can scale with them as they grow. We have the team. We have deep expertise in molded fiber, which, by the way, the Type 3 process was invented in Maine over 100 years ago. But it was largely set aside because people said, we have plastic and styrofoam, what do we need this for? So there's not a lot of knowledge right now that exists, and we have that on our team. We also have experience in biz dev, B2B sales. We have deep financial experience. We're ready to meet this opportunity. We plan to employ up to 40 people over the next 2 years in highly skilled manufacturing and tech jobs. And beyond that, there are plans to open a larger scale mill at one of the legacy mill sites, employing hundreds of people that have lost opportunity through the demise of the paper industry. We're opening up new markets to a Maine heritage industry that is Maine trees, Maine labor, and Maine ingenuity. Thank you.
All music to our ears. Thank you so much, Melissa. Okay, Danielle, kick us off.
Great, thank you so much for sharing. I wonder if you could just share your monetization strategy and your revenues model.
Our monetization strategy, we're starting production in the next month or two. And we plan to start out with like a mid to high-end type of product. We actually are working with 2 local companies. I'm very excited about those products on our first 2 production platforms. We'll prove out our production model, and we'll prove out the pipeline and the market sectors, and then we will be adding production capacity over the next year to the full capacity of our stock prep system. And from there, we will scale to the next phase. So there'll be an equity round sometimes next year, but then beyond that, we are self-sustaining.
Ben.
Yes, I'm curious whether there's any proprietary intellectual property that you've been able to develop or that you protect, or are you just relying on trade secrets and know-how? Can you talk to that?
Sure. For the technology and the machines, we're relying on trade secrets because patents expose us to that technology being stolen. On the design and recipe side, we already have plans for a patent for one of our first products. So when we can, we will patent the design. And then we also own the design, Tanbark does in many cases, and we own the tooling, and we also own the recipe.
Great, thank you.
Colleen.
Yeah, thank you so much for your pitch. It was great. One question I have is typically when you're starting a manufacturing facility, there's a lot of upfront costs in getting that in place. Are you concerned about any funding that may need to happen there? Obviously, you're first to market, but we need to make sure that others aren't doing the same thing. So I'm curious what your strategy is there.
So I'll answer that in 2 parts. The first is about the funding strategy for the CapEx costs. So we have done some raises to get the operational costs, the working capital we need to hire the people and just get the flywheels going and get revenue in the door. But we are also utilizing loans from banks. There's the Grow Maine program coming along, and then we're highly fundable through grants and opportunities that are aimed at revitalizing the pulp and paper industry. To answer your question about market, this is a fast-growing market, and there's bound to be other players. But we have a long runway, and we also think that there's going to be plenty of room. This is a great solution for plastic, and there's not going to be enough capacity in the world. And so we have a long runway to help companies solve their problem.
You do have a very long runway. This is fantastic. Congratulations. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from company number 2, so don't go away. Come on over.
Bangor Savings Bank, committed to investing in its employees, customers, and communities to help create a stronger Northern New England. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
Maine Technology Institute, offering grants, loans, and equity investments to help support Maine's innovation economy and committed to supporting new ideas with potential to grow. Visit mainetechnology.org. Hey Maine, how are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. Learn more at northernlighthealth.org/howareyou.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Our second pitch is a unique way to buy and sell using beautiful imagery. I'd like to welcome Joan Drapeau from Slicpixs. Whenever you're ready, we can't wait to hear about your company.
Thank you very much. So have you ever been shopping online and seen an item on an image or video that you really liked, only to be linked to something different? So you begin your search not only for the item, but for information you need to make a decision. And if you don't find it in 8 seconds, you say the heck with it. Google estimates these abandoned searches cost U.S. online retailers over $300 billion a year. My name is Joan Drapeau, CEO and co-founder of Slicpixs, and we're going to dramatically eliminate these search abandonments and disrupt the status quo. Take this image right here. Clicking on it, we could be brought to the men's, women's, boys, or girls, where then we're going to have to search for each of those items on the image. Not anymore. Businesses of any type can use Slicpixs' patented technology and make images like this interactive, and also videos interactive with blog-like multimedia stories and convenient buy buttons linked to each of the items on the image. Everything at consumers' fingertips. Now these interactive images and rich multimedia stories are easily created in the Slicpixs studio and easily integrated onto a business's website using popular website builders such as WordPress and Shopify. Once integrated, then the businesses can then change their website content quickly and easily without having to go back into that website builder, keeping their website content fresh. Now these interactive stories can then be shared across all social and online channels, linking everybody back to the business's website, making the business's website a central hub for the business. Now Slicpixs is a SaaS business, a subscription-based business with favorable pricing tiers for businesses of any type and size. Slicpixs has been issued 2 patents on our interactive image technology and been included in numerous incubator and accelerator programs. Here's an example of how Upstart Maine scales locally and helps entrepreneurs find services they need to grow. Now these interactive maps can also be used on a statewide level with downtown main streets telling the stories of local businesses and local attractions. Now these interactive maps and interactive stories are beneficial in both e-commerce, education, manufacturing, museums, real estate, and research institutions, amongst others. Now Slicpixs this summer will be launching on Shopify and AWS marketplaces and partnering with affiliate platforms. This will help us to scale quickly and lower our cost to acquire a customer with an 8-to-1 return on ad spend. Additionally, we will be launching an equity crowdfunding campaign this summer as well. Our team consists of Benoit Drapeau as CTO, AJ in finance, Melina Foss and Dream Local in marketing and sales, Mike Conley and Dave Robertson as our advisors, and myself as CEO. Winning the Greenlight Maine would definitely help us to gather the funds that we need to hire a sales consultant to scale quickly. Now Slicpixs minimizes search abandonment and helps businesses tell their stories, ultimately increasing sales, improving website navigation, increasing engagement rates, and making shopping easy and fun for everyone. So please visit us at slicpixs.com and check out the possibilities. Thank you for your consideration.
Nice job, Joan. Kick us off with the questions.
Yeah, thanks, Joan. That was great. Really interesting technology, and I can certainly see the applicability with the multiple social media, which is so common today. I'm curious if you could share some of the experiences of your customers today. So this is being used now, and are you hearing from them about lower abandonment rates? What's that experience been like for them?
Oh yes, thank you for that question. Right now we are working with Upstart Maine, as you have seen, and they are very excited because it's very easy to use. The technology part of it's very easy, drag and drop images, copy and paste, and the technology to make the images. Also, we have just finished working with a local nonprofit called Oceanswide. If you go to oceanswide.org, you'll be able to see our interactive image technology, where he's made a map of the boat, the Pauline, and it's an interactive map, so it's a blueprint of the Pauline. And he's going to the Explorers Club this month and pitch for $5 million to be able to continue to restore the Pauline. And he's gotten amazing responses from that. So those are a couple of our customers. We have a couple, some more that I can talk about, but those are some key ones that we're working on currently.
Great example. Ben.
Sure. Can you just explain briefly how a retail seller with an online presence, obviously, adopts your technology and how they would put it to use?
Sure. Yes. Thank you for that question. So an online e-commerce, let's say, business, or even not even an e-commerce business, they would subscribe to use the Slicpixs technology. They would get an account. Once they get an account, then they would be able to go into the Slicpixs studio, import their images, make them interactive, attach either multimedia stories or calls to action to that. And then once they have these stories created, then they can easily integrate them right through their website builders onto their websites.
Yes, I was interested to know how you are approaching this. Do you have any competitors in the marketplace right now? I'm assuming, given the opportunity that exists here, that there must be some other people doing that. So can you talk a little bit about the competition?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. So Slicpixs is a full funnel solution. If you think about competition globally, there isn't anything else out there, but that's not to say we don't have competition. So if you think of interactive images, we have hotspots on the images. If you think of content creation, there's digital experience platforms and content marketing platforms. And if you think of linking services, there's Linktree. So there's we are shortening the stack for the marketing department because we have everything in one place for them. So,
great answers, great questions by our judges. We got to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from our judges, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Come on over.
Fame came along at a time when we really needed somebody to believe in our mission.
It's so nice to have somebody actually try to understand what we're doing.
Fame helps Maine businesses and lenders get to yes for their financing needs.
Thank you, Fame.
Thank you, Fame.
Thank you, Fame.
If you own a business and want to get more involved with Greenlight Maine, go to our website at greenlightmaine.com. Partnering with us means supporting startups, creating jobs, and building Maine's economy. Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It's time for the deliberation, and we're going to start with Slicpixs only because it's fresh in your mind. So let's talk about the positives with Joan.
Yeah, I mean, the innovation and the technology is just really neat and has a lot of applicability to multiple sectors. So I thought that was a really good advantage for her and for her pitch.
Very cool. How about you, Ben?
Well, similar, we learned they have at least 2 patents, and although we don't know about them in detail, that's a real differentiator. So that could help them be very successful.
Perfect. Yes, you spend time with them off camera. You learn a lot about their company and their business plan. How about you, Colleen?
Yeah, I think the fact that it's a software as a service model, a SaaS model, I mean, I think that, those are the types of companies that are getting, picked up pretty quickly. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
Perfect. Advice for Joan?
Yeah, I think I would just say maybe be thoughtful about your revenue models. Some work is going to take more time than others, so it might be challenging at times to determine what the right pricing model is for the type of work you're doing. So building that into her revenue model.
Seems like so much opportunity in so many different channels that she could go with this.
Well, that's exactly my point. I think they need to focus on what their primary market is and then really dig into that. It's a whiz-bang sort of thing, so it's easy to find all kinds of uses for it. But some will be more successful than others.
Absolutely, and she already has accounts, so they are actually already doing this, which is great.
Yes, and I think the one thing that concerns me is it's a very crowded space, and it's unclear whether there is competition that's already working on this. So I think that was something that maybe she needs to look a little bit into in terms of how far have others progressed.
All right. Okay, let's switch to Tanbark with Melissa. What'd you think?
Oh, I loved the connection to Maine and the thoughtfulness about how it might improve the economy for Maine, particularly from an employment standpoint in the future. And there's a real need. I would say the regulatory environment is favorable for that type of work in removing plastic, so that bodes well for her.
Yes, we all know regulations are coming, and they're coming quickly, and we've got to replace the single-use plastic, and she is all about that. She knows her business.
An enormous market, that's a great opportunity. I mean, really the sky's the limit.
Okay.
I also think that Melissa's very strong. She's very connected in the industry already. She's very knowledgeable about the product itself. And so I think that bodes well for the business going forward.
Yeah, nobody knows the business better than she does. She says she wants to go into the mills that have been closed, create hundreds of jobs for Maine, really would be a huge success story. All right, how about some advice?
Yeah, for me, the revenue model was still a little gray. So I'd like to get a little more information on the cost differential between what this product would look like versus what's in the market today. Aside from regulatory intervention, what would that look like in the future, particularly as it's so customizable?
Nice.
Well, it's a little unclear to me where they are in their manufacturing innovation process. Are they there, or are they still, learning, tinkering, figuring it out? That's an important distinction.
Okay, Colleen.
And I think, it's a high cost of entry, right? This is a manufacturing organization. They're going to have to create, they're going to have to build manufacturing space, and that's a huge investment. And so I think that's something that, that needs to be sort of considered in the overall financial model.
Okay. One last quick comment on each, and then we'll wrap it up.
I would just say if they make it to the next rounds, I would be really curious fine-tuning the go-to-market strategy, maybe even for both of them, thinking about that and continue to think about the financial models and explaining that in a relevant way.
Perfect.
For Slicpixs, I think examples of customer success would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Testimonials even.
Even.
All right.
And I agree. I think, we didn't necessarily see the financials, and I think understanding how, what impact that's going to have to the business as they get going is incredibly important for both of them.
Well, I have to say, the three of you have worked so well together. A lot of thoughtful comments, a lot of note-taking, a lot of time off camera, getting to this point. So we're going to give you a couple of more minutes to think about your decision, because they're both very worthy companies, and we will get right back with you in just a couple of minutes. So thank you so much. All right, we need to take one short break and hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back with today's winner. Don't go away.
Albin, Randall & Bennett, committed to providing accounting solutions to Greenlight Maine startups, working with businesses and organizations that operate locally and nationally. ARBCPA.com. First Park, a 285-acre business park located in Oakland, Maine, offering fiber internet, 3-phase power, and pre-permitted sites for businesses to start or expand. Details at firstpark.com.
Bangor Savings Bank, committed to investing in its employees, customers, and communities to help create a stronger Northern New England. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
Welcome to the Bixby Chocolate Factory. This is where all the chocolate magic happens. I'm Kate McAleer, founder and owner, and sometimes I go by the Candy Queen. Really excited to tell you about some of our amazing new award-winning products. So our creme brulee bar is after that famous French dessert, which is a vanilla custard with that shattered glass top. And so we've translated that into a delicious white chocolate bar. It's become our most award-winning product, including an International Chocolate Award. We also have our now cult favorite Allagash beer brittle. The white is the most popular flavor, and it is that all-American candy peanut brittle made with Allagash white beer. It is amazing and addictive. Thanks to Greenlight Maine, we were able to purchase really important chocolate equipment to help expand our capacity for key product lines, and it also helped us build amazing brand recognition. It's an incredible honor, and we are really grateful.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We heard from two amazing Maine companies, Tanbark and Slicpixs, and it's time to find out who gets the green light. Judges, I'm going to count you down from 3. 3, 2, 1. And that means Slicpixs gets the green light and is moving on in the competition. Congratulations to Joan. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. We appreciate your support, and you can check out all of the information for small businesses and see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll be back next week with 2 more amazing companies, so please join us then. Until then, have a productive week. Congratulations, Joan. Awesome job.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Chilton, a Maine company offering a modern take on traditional New England wood furniture. Hotel accommodations for Greenlight Maine are provided by Hilton Garden Inn, Auburn, Riverwatch,